Philip. I'm going to introduce my new Voge DS625X. She was delivered 4 days ago. I couldn't ride her for a couple of days because I was too busy and the weather was foul. But 2 days ago, and yes, I rode up to the north of Devon from my home in Cornwall, back again yesterday, and covered 155 miles on my Virgin trip. So a few stats for those who like a few figures about a bike. I traded in the Voge DS525X for this Voge DS625X. But in my opinion, the 625X isn't an upgrade on the 525X. It's a totally different bike, and I love it to bits. A few stats, few figures. In sport mode, her top speed is 113 miles an hour. In economy mode, her top speed is 99 miles an hour. So it's not, the biggest, most powerful bike, but that's reflected in the insurance premiums. The fuel tank capacity is 17.6 litres. The front shock is an inverted shock, 41 millimeters diameter with a stroke of 174 mil. And the rear shock is a central shock absorber with a stroke of 69.5 mil. The front wheel is 2.5 wide, 19 inch. The rear wheel is 4.25 wide, so it's a big fat wheel, but a reduced size of 17 inch. The front brake is a double plate, double piston, floating caliber plate, 298 mil. And the rear brake is single plate, single piston, floating caliper, diameter of 240 mil. The engine is double cylinders inline, water cooled, 8 valves, DOHC, double overhead cam, with the displacement of 581 mil. So it's a 581cc bike. With 63 brake horsepower or 47 kilowatts at 9,000 revs per minute, and a torque of 57 newton meters at 6,500 revs. So there's a few figures for those who love figures. They don't mean much to me. I've just washed the wheels, but there's the front wheel with the twin discs, the Nissin calipers, the 2.5 19 inch, complete with she's a bit damp because I've just washed the wheels, complete with reflectors. And the rear wheel is a 4.25 17 inch with a single disc brake. I'm going to turn on the ignition. This is the front of the bike. But we have a switch here. All the switches are backlit, by the way. All the switches are backlit. This is the fog lamp switch. So you've got your fog lamps as well as your riding lights, and when the engine starts, the dips will come on as well. I'll do that for you. I've started the engine, so the dips have come on together with the fog lamps because I've switched the fog lamps on. And as you can see, the indicators are progressive indicators. They're progressive, look at that. And that all comes as standard. The dashboard includes a standard socket that you would find in a car, the larger one, not like the smaller one that you get on many motorcycles. And over here it has a USB. My hand's in the way. A USB. All protected by these rubber seals. A wonderful dash. That it starts off always on eco mode here. Look, press the mode button and change it to sport. I've set it for miles and pounds per square inch. You can, if you choose, set it for I've still got the four-way flashes on. Set it for kilometers and bar. The gear shift, very, very prominent. The MPH, very, very prominent. I have already added this sat-nav mount. And I have already added this top screen uplifter. Because I bought that top screen uplifter about 3 bikes ago. And I've kept it ever since. The front of the bike has a built-in dash cam. You have to set it up, and I'll do a separate little video to show you how to set that up. It's 2-phase setup, very, very easy, once you know how. I'm going to turn the ignition off now. Save battery. Lovely stickers, ABS, DS625X stickers. Big Voge written across here. Side stand, of course, and a center stand. Here the rear preload adjuster. Chain driven. 6-speed. More stickers, DS625X. Everything is Voge stamped or imprinted. Altogether a lovely bike. She comes complete with crash bars. The wonderful thing about this bike is its price. It's £5,999, £5,999, with the option of having luggage for an extra, I think it's £649 or something. I've ordered the luggage, it's yet to come. The screen is 2-phase higher and lower. As you can see, it's very, very easy to move. When it's in the lower setting, it covers up the dash cam. But it doesn't seem to make any difference, providing you don't get a dead bug right on the outside of the screen. Or with it up, you don't get a dead bug on the outside to covering the camera. I'll show you how to set up the dash cam. To set up the dash cam, it's very easy once you know how. You lift the back seat like this, lift off the back seat, and inside is the dash cam gizmo. On the side is a rubber seal which you remove, and you put in an SD card. I put in a 64 gig. I'm told 128 gig is the max. And once that's in, you put this rubber dust and moisture seal back in place. Go to your smartphone, go to your settings and Wi-Fi. You'll find a Wi-Fi code that ends with the code that's here. So you just select the Wi-Fi code. It's a long code, but the last 4 characters are these 4 characters, and you set that to your Wi-Fi. And once it's set once, it will set automatically every time you start up. The other thing you've got to do is select Bluetooth and then pair your Bluetooth. It's the Bluetooth option that ends with the word Voge. It's as simple as that. So once you've got your card in, you set your Wi-Fi code on your smartphone, and you set the Bluetooth, it's working. And the only other thing you have to do is download the Voge Global app. And when you download the Voge Global app, you need to add this through the Wi-Fi using the code 1234567 and I think that's pretty much it. The other thing under the seat here is this wire, which you undo from this hook, put through the mouthpiece or the visor of your helmet, back. Then when you lock the seat in place, your helmet will be as secure as anybody who doesn't have wire snippers can make it. The other thing I've added already is this Optimate charging adapter plug, because the bike doesn't come with one, sadly, but they're cheap. They're available on Amazon, and it's just put the positive to the positive on the battery and put the negative to earth. It's as simple as that. I don't know whether I've mentioned it already, but the wheels are gold and spoked, so they absorb the bumps in the road, and they're really beautiful, together with the gold accessories here, look, and the gold shocks against the black and the gold signage here. I think it's lovely, and of course the orange reflectors. I think it just looks really, really smart. I think it looks really, really smart indeed. Gold downpipes as well. That may change though with time, unless they're cleaned properly. But isn't she smart? Very, very smart bike. I should have mentioned that the tyres are Metzeler Tourance. And I tell you what, they're really, really lovely. Really, really lovely. When this bike arrived, it had writing on the treads of the tyres. That's a train going past the Lisgartaloo railway line. But I've ridden her now for 155 miles. So, yeah. But they're lovely tyres, the Metzeler Tourance. Never used them before. But I've no complaints. They seem to be very, very grippy, very, very sticky, very, very stable. And I don't even know I'm doing a bend. You know, they just lean beautifully into the bend. No complaints. I see no reason to change them. The other thing I really liked about this bike, as standard, it's got this hugger on the back wheel here to stop dirt getting up. And here it's got this rubber screen to protect the spring. Now in the past, see this, here it is on the side. In the past I've had to buy or modify materials to protect the rear spring. But here it's all protected as standard. Now I stand 5'9" tall, and when I buy a pair of trousers, I've got a 29" inside leg. So I'm going to get on the bike now. I'll hold the front brake, stand on the foot peg. Okay. I'm on a slight slope to the right, but that aside, I've got the balls of both feet on the ground. If I really stretch my legs, the heels don't quite reach the ground. But with the bike upright, both sides I've got a good ball of the foot. And not just tiptoes, but a good ball of the foot on the ground. Because if I was to lean the bike slightly to one side, perhaps at a traffic light, then I've got my flat foot. But bolt upright. No complaints actually. You don't need to be flat foot both sides. Nice and steady. Yeah, I feel very, very confident on her indeed. Okay, we'll take her out on the road. Initial reaction is that this bike is well balanced. Very, very well balanced. Just up into second gear, putting away as we go up the hill. I'll just do a few clips of country roads, perhaps dual carriageway, to give a bit of a variety. But this bike is longer, slightly longer than the 525X. But she's very well balanced, and her cornering is excellent. Her poise, yes, that's the word. Her poise is just excellent. Coming down a hill now into Loo, a few twisties, low gears, very, very careful as I go. Gotta have eyes in the sides and the back of your head as well as at the front. Lots of children here that with high vis on. Taking our time, second gear. Very, very carefully as we pick through, but very well balanced even though I'm trickling along. No sense that I need to speed up or the bike will topple or anything like that. Very, very well balanced bike. Very, very fond of her. Very fond of her indeed. Stick up to third. Very active, very responsive. I don't know what it's what the engine sounds like on this video. The video that you're seeing is the built-in dash cam on the front of the bike, which is why you can't see the dashboard or anything. You can't see the TFT screen or anything. It's literally the ones in front. I'm going to turn right over my shoulder. There we go. And up we go. Wonderful. Very responsive bike. Second gear, pulling up and into third. Very responsive bike. Yeah, I've got to keep her while she's running in for 500 k's, about 300 miles, so 300 something miles. Not exceeding 5,000 revs per minute, after which for a further 500 k's or further 330 miles or something, and not to exceed 7,000 k. So at the moment I'm being careful not to exceed 5,000 k, 5,000 revs per minute I meant to say. So when I get up to that I'll stick up the gears, and I'm going to be careful not to change down gears to higher speeds so that I don't over rev the engine. So just Cornish country B roads, being a bit careful on bends because you never know when you come back bend if there's going to be a cyclist or pedestrian or whatever around the bend, or even vehicles queued up, you know, because of a junction, somebody waiting to turn right at the junction or whatever. So just taking the time. But she's responding well, very, very well indeed. No complaints whatsoever. Coming up to a T-junction now. I'm going to turn right and go towards Torque Point and the Torque Point Twisties. It's one of the top 10 roads in the UK roads, the Torpoint Twisties goes between Trollfoot and the town of Torpoint, where we get the ferry over the Tamar. Or over the River Plymouth, might be actually, I'm not really sure. Must look that up on that. Off we go, up through the gears. Oops, I think I touched 6,000 revs there instead of 5. Instead of sticking, restricting it to 5. Never mind. I was quickly there and quickly out again. Okay, having done the Torpoint Twisties and now on a dual carriageway, bobbing along now at 75 on the speedo, about 68 on the sat nav. So I'm staying well within the speed limit. About 4,000 revs per minute, so well within my running and allowance of revs. No problem whatsoever. 6th gear, bobbing along nicely. She's very responsive indeed. You know, I like this bike. She's poised, she's balanced, she's really, really nice. Of course, every bike is individual, and people have their own opinions about these things, but I think this is, whoops, can't pull out because I'm about to be passed, so I'm just going to ease off. There we go. Yeah, I like her very much. Very responsive bike. So at the end of my journey, I'm coming into a filling station. I've got 2 flashes left out of 6 flashes, so she's coming towards the end. I don't know how many miles she will do on those remaining 2 flashes. It's early days with this bike yet. This bike takes E5 fuel, not E10, but it's readily available all over the place. I'm just going to get my camera out and take a photograph of the TFT screen. Here we can see, since new and since I filled her up, she's done 202 miles. See where the arrow is pointing? 202 miles, and she's got 2 flashes left out of 5 flashes. Look, 1, 2, 3 empty ones and 2 full ones. So she's still got 2/5 of a tank left. So on a 17.6 litre tank, I think that's pretty good. You can do your own arithmetic. So there you have it. I'll do another video when the first service is done at around 1,000 kilometers or 630 miles or so. Because at that time I'm going to add on the Scott oil, I'm going to add on the twin 120 decibel horns. There may be some other things as well. So I'll do a little video about the accessories. Hope you've enjoyed this one. God bless. Bye-bye.